Hi, welcome. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Eve. If you're new to class, then a huge hello. And if you're coming back to practice with me again, thank you so much for spending some time with me one more time. We're going to be doing some power yoga today, power vinyasa. And if you look at power as being a challenge, maybe a challenge to your strength or your core, or maybe just your courage. And if you're not feeling the power, then we just omit it, or you modify it. You can take a child's pose, you can just rest, you can come back into it whenever you're comfortable. Or you might be feeling really up for that power, so hope you enjoy the class. So we're going to get started. We're going to come into a child's pose. And just sitting nice and deep back into your hips, whatever that may be for you. Not everyone can touch their hips on the heels. That doesn't matter. You could always put a cushion there, or you could just have that as a work in progress. But we can all open our shoulders and we can all just clear our minds. And maybe it's the beginning of the day, maybe it's the middle, maybe it's the end of the day for you. For me, it's the beginning of the day. That we always have something going on in our heads. So we're just going to leave that on the mat here. And as we exhale, just flush out that busy mind. And just treat yourself just for a spell of time with me in your practice. Breathing nice and wide into the diaphragm. And just full and complete with your breath here. Maybe this is the first time today you really noticed your breath. How does it feel? Does it feel warm? Does it feel rich? You don't have to think about it most of the time. And let that breath come back into attention through your practice. So we don't neglect to think about our breathing. Coming up onto your knees and hands and finding the top of your cat spine. And while we're holding that spine stretch, where you almost feel the skin on your back stretching, just a little move through our neck, maybe a sort of an in and out like you were just drawing a figure eight, or maybe a side to side that you were tracing a smile. Anything that makes your neck feel comfortable. And then making sure your weight is feeling quite even over your knees and hands as we come into our cow pose. And if it is the beginning of the day for you, maybe that cow pose feels a little tight. So as you work through your exhale and your inhale, your cat and your cow, just trying to oil up the muscles in the back, the mobility in the back. So that sort of, oh my goodness, I can feel that in the back bends, starts to lessen. And what starts feeling tight, ends feeling really good. But let's do a couple more. Breathing out and breathing in. So we just got the awareness of our back. You can close your eyes if you want to. No power here at the moment, just awareness. And then just coming back somewhere into the neutral there. So you might just need to move your hands a little bit further forward, and we're just going to step back into a high plank. Seeing how you feel in plank. If it's early class and it's too much for you, you just come back to your knees, absolutely. But if you are able to, just push in the shoulders away from the wrists. And I always say to my class, what you push away from your wrists to your shoulders, feel like you're giving back towards your legs. So we're sharing this plank throughout our body. And let's take a downward facing dog from there. First downward facing dog. Let's just get a little movement there as well. Just pedaling out the hips and the legs. Maybe that figure eight coming in. Maybe that smile coming back. And just noticing the sensation in the backs of the legs, how it feels. And then just making sure also that your weight is reasonably evenly spread through your hands, so it's not all loaded there in your wrists. And let's just take another high plank, not held this time, but led by your knees, come down onto your belly. And just come flat onto your stomach and bring your arms in line with your shoulders. Your head's in line with your spine, and your gaze at the moment maybe at the tip of your nose. Taking your first of 3 cobras, let's just find that as a sphinx, just with our elbows and forearms on the mat. And noticing how that feels in the muscles in the back. It should feel long, it shouldn't feel pinched, it should feel good, it shouldn't feel horrendous. And then come all the way back down. And if that did feel good for you, you could move your hands in a little bit closer. And your next cobra of the 3, Just taking that just a little bit higher, still low, still with the elbows bent, still with the back sort of reasonably gently feeling that stretch, and coming back down onto your belly through your chest, chin, nose and forehead. Now you can repeat either of those two, or you can come with me and bring your arms with you this time. So everything is in the back of the body. Nothing is in the front, the upper body, the arms, the shoulders or the hands. And still with that gaze at the tip of your nose, we're just going to lift and lower for 5. So just small movements. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 3 more. Shoulders still down and breath still in your attention. Last one. Come back to the ground and let's sit back to our child's pose where we started our practice together. We're not holding it this time, just finding that length through the spine, coming over the top of your cat spine, not holding that either, tucking your toes under and coming into your downward facing dog. So this time in our down facing dog, pressing both heels down towards the mat, we're going to take our right leg off the mat into 3-limb down facing dog. And like we did with our Cobra, we're going to find 5 little lifts. Squeeze in your bottom, let's do this together. Squeeze in your bum for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on 1. Almost feel like you're locking it in. And then come back to your down facing dog. Taking your left leg off the mat, squeezing into that glute. Noticing also that standing leg. 5 little pulses, belly tight. 5, 4, 3, 2. That little lock in of that glute. 1. And back to your down facing dog. So on a breath led, 1 movement, 1 breath. Let's come forward to our plank. Inhale. Let's come right down onto our belly. Exhale. Let's take whichever variation of Cobra suits you. Inhale. And let's tuck back to our down facing dog. Exhale. Let's take our right leg off the mat. Inhale, squeeze that glute. And exhale that leg down. And let's take our left leg off the mat. Inhale. And lower that leg down, downward facing dog. Exhale. And then let's take a little gaze to our hands, walk our feet to the top end of our mat. And just find the front of your shin bones, of your length in your spine. And then take a fold over your legs, bend your knees as much as you need to and take your feet a little wider if you need to, so you're ragdoll. And then just let go of any sort of working muscles from that beginning, maybe your shoulders, your wrists, your upper back, your arms. And then bring your hands to your shin bones one more time. Inhale. And on that exhale, fold over your legs with straight or bent legs. Take a breath in, extend the arms all the way above your head. And as you exhale, bringing your hands to your heart or to your sides to find Tadasana. Sun Salutation A of the Ashtanga, just to get us bodies moving. So from Tadasana, just rooting into your feet, lifting your lower belly and relaxing your shoulders down and your chest is open. Taking a breath in, extending the arms above the head. And as you exhale, fold forward into your forward fold. Lifting your chest, your gaze, your back is flat. And as you fold, fold back over your legs as if you're going to give your shins a little kiss. As you inhale, take the gaze forward and step back to your plank. From your plank, coming still down to our belly, inhale, and then finding your Cobra. Tucking your toes under to downward facing dog. Taking a little moment here in down dog and always remembering to focus on your down dog when you're here. Don't ignore it. Don't let it bypass your attention. Every time we're here, we feel different. So your knees and thighs are lifted, your belly's lifted, your gaze is forward at your hands, and you're going to walk or try and jump to the top of your mat. Lift your chest, inhale. Fold over your legs, exhale. And lift the arms all the way above the head. Bringing the hands to the chest. And let's do that again. Breath in, excuse my voice. And exhale, fold forward into your forward fold. Lift your chest, your gaze. Step or jump this time to your plank. And if you're feeling warmed up now, come halfway, Chaturanga. Take your up dog or just stay with your Cobra. And your down facing dog. Exhale. Let's take a right leg off the mat like we just practiced. But this time bend your knee heel to bottom and just explore how that feels through the inner hip and thigh. And with your knee pointing to the ceiling or the sky and your heel pointing to your hip, we're going to bring our knee to our opposite elbow for the first of our power moves. And just give that elbow a little tap. But we're also going to bring that knee to the same elbow at the same time. And then take that leg high back into your 3-limb down facing dog. And just bring that leg down, downward dog. And we're just going to lift the left leg the same. Take a knee bend and just explore how that feels from the inner part of your hip to the tip of your knee. And then bring that knee across to your opposite elbow. And then maybe just swish it across to your same elbow. It's a good word, isn't it? Swish. And then all the way back up into your down facing dog. New yoga term is swish. And let's find our down facing dog. And then just stretch the heels back towards the mat. Take the gaze forward to the top of the mat. Bend the knees. And step or jump to the top of your mat. Back is flat. Exhale as you fold over your legs. Extending the arms all the way up above your head. Lifting out of your Tadasana. To come back to your Tadasana. Exhale. Let's take the arms high, inhale. And fold forward, exhale. Lifting the chest to gaze. Stepping or jumping to your plank. Vinyasa through halfway or to the mat. And into your up facing dog or your Cobra. And your downward facing dog, exhale. Let's take our right leg off the mat into our 3-limb down facing dog, bend our knee. But this time just bring the foot in between the hands and give it a little help if it doesn't quite make it. So you're in a high lunge. And then whilst you're in your high lunge, just for this moment, just try and keep your chest lifted as if your thigh was hot. And try and keep your back leg nice and active like an anchor. Let's take our right arm up and take a twist in. And then from there we're just going to hover our left hand off the floor and just see how our balance and our strength feels. And if it doesn't feel great for you, you just put that hand back on the mat. And then following your left hand as you come all the way up, and we're going to come into a twisted high crescent moon. And then dropping your right hand back of the thigh, reaching your left arm up to the ceiling or up to the sky if you're lucky enough to be outside. And while that gaze is up at that left hand, just bring your right arm around as well and turn to face your front knee, high crescent moon lunge. Now if we link our 3 fingers together and point our index and our thumb to the ceiling, we could take a dive forward over our front thigh, remembering that our thigh is super hot. So we're hovering away from the heat of that thigh, remembering that our back leg is an anchor. So we're stretching all that heat and energy through to our back heel. And then inhale as you come all the way back to your high lunge. And exhale your hands beside your front leg, step back to your plank. So halfway down this time, inhale Chaturanga. But let's come back to our plank. And let's do that again, breath in halfway. And breath out, plank. And let's do one more there, but just hover it, still smiling. And let's take up dog or just stay with your Cobra today. And downward facing dog, exhale. And we should be feeling quite warm now. So take time just to feel your down dog, relax your shoulders, feel some length in your neck rather than tension. And just check in your form that you're feeling great in your down dog today. Let's take our left leg off the mat and just drop our heel towards our hip, our knee to the sky. You're just bringing that leg in between your hands into your high lunge. Keeping your chest away from your thigh and your back leg nice and strong like an anchor. Let's take our left arm up this time, and if you're feeling up to challenge and a little strong, just going to hover these right fingertips off the floor. So we're not actually touching our mat here. but we are opening out our wings. And then following that right hand up as you come into your twisted high crescent moon lunge. And let's just drop our left hand down the back of our thigh and reach the right hand. And notice how that back leg is still supporting you. And then taking your gaze to your right hand if you can. Bring your left hand up to meet. Turn to face your front knee. Link your 3 fingers together, your index and thumb to the sky. And take that forward dive, hold. So it's like we're resting our heel on the ground and we're shooting our fingertips up to the stars. So we're reaching through the diagonal here, belly nice and tight. And then coming back to that high lunge, inhale. And taking the hands to the mat and stepping back to your plank. Through Vinyasa this time, so halfway or to the mat. Inhale, find up dog or cobra. And exhale, find downward facing dog. And maybe this downward dog is a really one to just come back to balance with your breathing. Just to assess some of that heat. And then as you inhale, just taking your gaze forward. Bend your knees, stretch your chest back to your thighs and step or jump to the top of your mat and flatten out your back. Fold over your legs, exhale. And let's bring the arms high above the head, out of our Tadasana and back to Tadasana. Exhale, how are we doing? So my hair, my fringe, and if you're watching from elsewhere, I think they call it bangs as well. With our hairdressers not being open at the moment, my fringe is now starting to obscure my view, so excuse me if I keep doing a little bit of a hair adjustment. Okay, so let's come back to the top of the mat. Now you know all about my hair. Let's roll our shoulders back and down, root into our legs and lift that lower belly. Let's take one breath here together. Inhale, because we're going to bring some more power in. And exhale. Reaching the arms all the way above the head. Folding forward, exhale, Uttanasana. Lifting the chest to gaze. Stepping or jumping to your plank Vinyasa. So halfway or to the mat. Up facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. So this time as we take our right leg off the mat, bend the knee heel to bottom. Let's go back to bringing that knee to our opposite elbow. And let's go back to bringing our knee to our same elbow. But let's see if we can bring in one press up there. Halfway down and back. And then let's take our leg all the way back to 3-limb down facing dog. Bringing that leg in between the hands to your high crescent lunge. Take your right arm up, inhale. Come up into your twisted high lunge. Exhale. Drop your right hand down the back of your thigh, reaching your left to the ceiling. And then bringing your right arm up as you face your front knee and find your steeple mudra. Bringing your arms forward to that dive. Now this time as we come forward, we're going to bring our back foot to the floor as well, warrior one. And then letting go of the fingers, we're reaching the fingers out. Bringing those arms from in front of you to behind you. Linking your hands together. And as you inhale, lift your chest to the sky. And as you exhale, take a fold over your front thigh. Remember your thigh is hot today. So trying to not lean on your thigh as if it was a shelf. And try and use it as some way where you can keep lifted and open. And be nice to your shoulders today. Just taking those arms wherever they feel most comfortable. And just let your head hang. And just let your gaze, just look at your back foot. Does it need to adjust a little bit? Does that back leg still look like an anchor? And then come back to that dive, that forward dive. And bring your arms all the way back into your steeple mudra. And bring your arms all the way back to your warrior one. And let's open that to a warrior two. Take a reverse of your warrior, exhale. And like a windmill with your arms, step back to your plank. From your plank, come halfway, inhale. And back to plank, exhale. Come halfway, inhale. and plank, exhale. Come halfway, inhale and find your Vinyasa through up dog or cobra and downward facing dog. Exhale. Wow, that was a way to warm up. So back to breath, back to down dog, back to the awareness of your down dog. And your belly's in. I'm going to take our left leg off the mat and just drop that heel to the bottom. And you know, you could always just step that leg in if that was a little strong for you. Or you're going to bring your knee to your opposite elbow. Give it a little tap. To your same elbow, give it a little tap. Drop down, one press up, one plank. And send that leg high, breathe in. Bring that leg all the way through between your hands. Drop down into your hips, take your left arm up as you inhale. And then reaching up into your twisted high crescent lunge. Dropping your left hand down the back of your thigh as you reach your right arm up. And your left arm coming to join your right arm as you link your fingers together. Bringing your back foot to the mat as you dive forwards into that warrior one dive. And then reaching the arms to the back of your mat as you link your hands. Open your chest, inhale. And then let's take a fold. Remember that thigh is super hot. And think about your shoulders today. Don't force the arms higher than the shoulders wish them to go. Have a look at your back foot. Does it look good? Have a look at your back leg. Does it look strong? And then come back to that dive. Bring the arms forward and link the hands back into your steeple mudra. Come up into your warrior one. And let's open that to a warrior two. Quick flick of that hair. Reverse your warrior, inhale. And windmill the arms around. And step back to plank. So coming halfway or fully to the ground. Inhale, find up dog or cobra. And exhale, find downward facing dog. So lots of power in that sequence. We have a little more to add. What we're going to do here is just going to walk our hands back to our feet. So we're at the back of our mat. And then just hold your elbows, bend your knees, just drop a little bit down, sort of thinking about this time that not thinking about your thighs as hot, but it's more supportive. And then just letting your body take a little bit of time to breathe. And the blood flow through the muscles. A bit like a boost. And then as you inhale, just lifting the chest. And walking back out to that down facing dog. Taking one more down facing dog. And then just walking your feet back to your hands this time. Let your hands rest on your shins, inhale. And then exhale, breathe out over your legs. Inhale as the arms extend. And let's pick up that power, guys. Exhale, fold forwards. Lift the chest, the gaze, back is flat. Step or jump to your plank Vinyasa. Your Vinyasa here. Up dog or cobra, even the child if you need it. Downward facing dog. Taking your right leg off the mat, threading down facing dog. I'm just going to take myself to the other end of my mat, so I'm facing you. So we're lifting our right leg off the mat and taking that knee bend, but this time we're just bringing the foot in between the hands. And this time we're just coming up from here to a warrior one. So finding a nice, strong, steady warrior one. And this time we're just opening that from warrior one to warrior two. And let's bring in a side angle there. Maybe you want to rest your arm lightly on your thigh. Remember, it's hot. Or maybe it's in your practice today to bring your hand a little bit deeper to the mat. Whatever feels good, whatever you're comfortable and happy with. And then let's come back to our warrior two. Exhale. Reversing your warrior with the option, if you wish to lift your right heel off the floor And to let your left hand slide all the way to the back of your calf if that's there for you. But then come back to your base, your warrior 2. Moving through side angle and reverse 3 times, breath led. So inhale as your right hand comes to your thigh or your mat. And exhale as you reverse your warrior with your heel on or off the ground. Inhale to your side angle, wherever you're feeling comfortable today. And exhale to your reverse warrior. One more, inhale to your angle. And exhale to your reverse. Now we're going to straighten our right leg out and just let that back bend. Just tip back a little further. Bring your arms wide to the side, turn your feet to face the long line of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips and take a wide straddle forward fold. And just use this maybe as a pause breath. Do what you can with it, use your block if you need to. Have your head on the ground if you can. Maybe it's just a work in progress, but if you can, make sure the weight isn't heavy in your heels and you feel that the momentum of this is a little more forward than that. Take a breath in, lift the chest so your back is flat. We're going to turn our right foot out so we're facing back to the same end of the mat. Spin onto your back toes so your legs are now like a pyramid. Step your back foot in enough that you can bring your back heel to the floor and you suddenly really alert to your hamstring of your right leg. Place your right hand on your foot or maybe your block or your shin and take your left arm all the way up to your ceiling or the sky, or even just wrap that arm behind your back if you need to. We find this funny little variation of triangle pose and our head to knee hamstring pose. And maybe your gaze is at your hand or maybe your gaze is somewhere else for your balance. And then bring that hand back down beside your left hand. Lift your chest, your gaze, and if it is in your practice today, take a fold over that leg just to really say hello to your hamstrings. And then as you inhale and lift the chest, we're going to take our back leg off the mat into our standing splits and see where we can go with that. It absolutely doesn't matter about height here. Think about activity, think about that word strength, and think about that word challenge. Take a knee bend and find a curtsy squat so the back of your knee touches the back of your calf, or the inside of your front of your knee, back of your calf, and back to your standing splits. Do one more with me at that pace, and back to your standing splits, and two more a little quicker. Breathing out and breathing in, breathing out and breathing in, and bringing your legs all the way back down so that they're comfortable distance apart. Bring your hands to your shin bones, and as you exhale, fold over your legs. Take a breath in, lift the chest, the gaze, the arms, everything lifting, and exhale, find Tadasana. And I'm just going to whiz up to the other end of my mat so that I have myself facing you on the screen. Let's do that all again. Take a breath in, extending the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lifting the chest, the gaze, the back is flat. And step or jump to your plank Vinyasa. Inhale as you find your up dog or cobra. Exhale to your down facing dog. Lifting the left leg off the mat, 3 down dog with the knee bending and that hip lovely opening, feeling in that hip. But just bringing your foot in between your hands and your back foot to the floor. So we just come up into a warrior. And from our warrior 1, let's find our warrior 2. Are you shaking my head? You know, I'm only shaking my head too, so that I can see you. What I visualise is you there on the channel with me today. You're looking amazing. Let's bring our arm to our thigh and exhale into our angle. Whether your arm is on your thigh or whether you're feeling that you can go deeper to your mat. Coming back to your warrior 2. Reversing your warrior with the option to lift your heel and just add that little bit of challenge, that little power
And back to your base warrior 2. 3 times move out through our angle and our reverse. Inhale as you come into your side angle. Exhale as you approach your reverse warrior. Inhale to your angle. And exhale. Warrior, reverse warrior. One more time. Breath in. And breath out. Let's straighten that leg. Go all the way back into our back bends. Bring our arms to our sides. Our feet to the top of our mat. And let's find another wide fold. Another pause breath. Maybe this time you want to take your hands to your ankles or your big toes. Or another option, you could take your hands to the other end of your mat and just a little pull through. Anything you want to play with here while we have a little time. Weight forward. Try and sort of feel you've got the courage to bring your weight off your heels, your knees and thighs are lifted, your belly is lifted. Come halfway, inhale, your back is like a tabletop. Turn your left foot out so you're back to the top of your mat, spin onto your back toes and your legs look like a pyramid. Step your back foot in just a little bit so you've got a good connection with your back heel. And you might need to move your legs a little bit for balance. Place your left hand on your foot, or maybe you use a block, use your block. And take your right arm up, and if that really bothers your balance, you could always put your right hand behind your back. I'll show you. Or you could always leave that hand on the floor if you wish. So wherever you want to go, feel like you've got some lift in your body. And then bringing your hands back down to frame your left foot. Lift your chest. If it's in your practice today with your hamstring flexibility, let's take a fold over that leg, just bowing the head, taking the gaze to your back leg maybe, or your belly. And as you inhale, lifting your chest, your hands are going to move a little forwards. Going to lift our back leg into our standing splits. Going right back to the beginning where we found those 5 little pulses in our glute. Feel like you're locking that feeling in again. And then bend in both knees to really slow, torturous curtsy squat. How low can you go? Extending that leg back. How high can you feel you can go? One more at that pace. Breathing out. And breathing in. And again a little quicker. Exhale. Inhale. Just one more. Exhale. Inhale. Bringing that leg all the way back down. Comfortable distance apart. Taking a fold over your legs. Exhale. Bringing your hands to your shins. Inhale. Let's take another fold over our legs. Now we're going to put all the sequence together. One movement, one breath. And sometimes we question, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can. Let's see how it goes. Use the heat and the knowledge you built through the practice. And let's just share this vinyasa together. Inhale, reaching the arms back all the way up. And finding Tadasana. Exhale. So one movement, one breath. Little wardrobe adjustment. Hands and hair. T-shirt. And we're ready to rock. Take a breath in, extend up into your lifted Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Take a breath in, lift the chest gaze and step or jump to your plank Vinyasa. Chaturanga or to the mat using up dog or just stay with your Cobra. And finding downward facing dog. Exhale. Lifting your right leg off the mat into your 3-limb down facing dog, bend your knee heel to bottom. We brought our knee to our opposite elbow and across to our same elbow with option for one press up. Inhale, exhale to our 3-limb down facing dog. Bringing your right foot in between your hands, dropping into your high lunge, taking your right arm off the mat as you inhale, coming up into your high crescent twisted lunge. Inhale. Reversing that, dropping your right hand down the back of your thigh. Bringing your right arm up to meet your left arm and bring your back foot to the floor. Take a dive forward in your warrior 1. Taking your arms in front of you to behind you as you link your hands together And as you inhale, lift your chest open. As you exhale, fold over your thigh. Remember your thighs hot and remember your shoulders. As you inhale, come back to that dive. Bring your arms forward and link your fingers back to your Stupa Mudra. Coming back and returning to your Warrior One. Inhale. And open into your Warrior Two. Exhale. Take a side angle whether you're coming to your thigh or whether you're coming to your mat. And take in Reverse Warrior. Exhale. Repeating that one more time. Inhale through side angle. And exhale, reverse. Straightening your right leg out this time. Opening out that back bend. Bringing your feet to face forward, your hands to your hips. And exhale, find your wide forward fold. As you inhale, lift your chest, your gaze. Turn your right foot out and come around into your pyramid with your legs. Step your back foot in so your back foot feels grounded as well as your front. Stay there or leave your right hand on your foot or your block and take your left arm up. As you lower your left hand down, lift your chest, your back is flat. And if you're warmed up now and comfortable, take a fold over your front leg. Take a breath in, and as you lift your chest, bring your hands forward and lift your back leg off the floor, standing splits. Find 3 curtsy squats. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. And step your feet down to your mat. Take a fold over your legs. And inhale as you reach the arms all the way above your head. Let's dive again. Exhale into our forward fold. Lift your chest, your gaze, and step or jump to your plank, Vinyasa, Chaturanga, into up dog, or just stay with your Cobra. And downward facing dog, exhale. And you can leave this out if you want to, just step in. But if you're coming with me, left leg leaves the mat. We bend our knee and we open our hip like we practiced. Knee to opposite elbow. Knee to same elbow. One press up, down, inhale, exhale, back to your 3 limb down facing dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. And as you inhale, lift your left arm and twist in. As you exhale, come up into your twisted high crescent lunge. Dropping your left hand down the back of your thigh and your right arm to the ceiling or the sky. Bringing your left arm around to meet your right and your back foot to the ground. And taking that dive forward in your Warrior One. Arms come in front of you to behind you. Link your hands, and as you breathe in, open your chest. Exhale as you fold over that front thigh. Checking out that back leg. Is it super strong? How are your shoulders? Coming back to that forward momentum of that dive. Bringing your arms back in front of you, linking your fingers one last time. And as you inhale, come back to your Warrior One. Let's open that exhale to Warrior Two. And find our side angle as we breathe in. Our Reverse Warrior as we breathe out. Our side angle. One more time. And our reverse, but this time we straighten our left leg and take that lovely dive back. Bringing the arms to the side, the feet to the forward, hands to your hips, and take that wide straddle forward fold. Exhale, maybe just pulling those arms through to the back end of your mat and wiggling your head towards the back end of your mat. As you inhale, come halfway, your back is flat. Turn your left foot out, spin around onto your back toes, or like a pyramid. Step your back foot in so you've got a reasonable amount of weight bear on your back leg as well. Place your left hand on your foot or your block and reach your right arm up. As you exhale, lower your right hand, tucking your left hip in, and if you want to, taking that fold, that last fold over your front leg. As you inhale, lift the chest, Bring your hands forward for your last set of standing splits. Let's take 3 curtsy squats. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Step that foot down. And fold over your legs. Exhale. Inhale as you lift your chest, your back is flat. Push your right leg behind your left leg and just come to your mat. That was sneaky. Bring your feet in front of you. Find the backs of your knees, your thighs, and take a lovely stretch up. And then as you exhale, just curve your way down onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. And all that power now is done. Massage out through your back. When I teach in class and I can see you and you can see me, when I add that little option at the end when they've been working super, super hard, I love to hear that, oh, thank goodness, all the sounds that come. That's what I miss from teaching face to face at the moment. And that will come back soon. So I imagine the sounds that you'll be making there when you finally get to here. I hope they're positive sounds, not too exhausted sounds. So let's bring our left foot to the floor, catch hold of the back of our right heel or strap, and just take a happy baby on that right leg. And just draw that knee down towards the side of your ribcage, your armpit, and I suppose your leg resembles like a right angle. And you can modify that however you do in your practice. I'm just feeling a little bit of pressure as you just draw that knee a little deeper down. And then just releasing that pressure, that power. Let's use the word power as you let your foot just spring back into your hands. So let's put the pedal on the power and just draw that knee a little bit deeper down. And let's ease off that pedal and just let the foot relax back up. Let's do that one more time. So just foot on the pedal. And then just release it. And then as you let that foot go, just move your hands down to your ankle, your calf, or just make your strap a little longer. And just gently draw on this leg. It's as if you want to just bring that leg to you. It bows to you. If you want to a little bit more, you could straighten your left leg out. That's entirely up to how you feel. And also if you want to, you could lift your head up to meet your leg, like you just wanted to give your shin or your knee a little kiss. No pulsing, no bouncing. Just a nice deep awareness to the shoulders not feeling tense or tight. And then as you lower that head back to the mat, just bend that knee in and take that leg across the body for that amazing feeling that we all get in our twists. And just let your head turn. And let's stay here for 3 breaths. On your next breath, just draw that knee in, little thank you. And let's bring both legs back in. Big squeeze. And maybe another sort of circle around on the back. Feels good. Nice side breath, exhale. And let your right foot find the ground. Come to happy baby with your left leg. Use a strap as a modification. You can use the back of your calf. Also the back of your knee as a modification. Think about your back staying balanced, your body staying balanced. It does tend to pull you over this way a little bit. See what you can do to avoid that. And then as we gently put the foot on our power pedal, we're just going to draw our knee down the side of our rib cage. We're going to let that power go off as our foot springs back into our hands. So again, that foot on the pedal, exhale. Release it, inhale, and the last time, exhale. And this time you're just going to straighten that leg out, wherever you're comfortable to hold. You might be super flexible, want to go for a toe hold. You might be less so, I just want to hold the back of your thigh. If it's comfortable for you today, just straighten your right leg out as well. And just gently draw on that leg. You can always move your ankle around, it's your foot, it's your ankle, it's your practice. You know, one of the best little instructions that was told to me once that I use all the time, not just in teaching, but in my day, is tummy away from top. So if you gently pull your tummy away from your t-shirt, it lightly engages your core muscles, and it is strengthening and toning your abdominals for you, whilst you don't even know it's doing it. So while our tummy is away from our top, let's take our head up towards our leg. And then rather than force your head to your leg, let your leg just bow to you. And then allow your head to come to the mat, bend your knee in, exhale. And let's take that leg across our body, our arm to the opposite side, our head, our gaze to the opposite side. And just enjoy 3 lovely, deep, rich, full breaths. As you inhale, just draw that knee back in. And let's bring both legs in this time. Exhale. Bringing your feet to the ground, we're going to take our knees wide so our legs resemble a butterfly. Place your hands on the inside of your thighs to add that little bit of power, or out by your sides not to. And then just rocking from side to side. With a gentle encouragement as you just gently push the power into the hips. And just let that rock feel quite natural. Like your butterfly is about to take flight. Let's take our hands from our thighs and take them all the way behind our heads so we get a really beautiful stretch through our sides, through our torso. And then draw your knees together and let your legs join in. So from one end of your body to the other, how much distance can you find as you stretch out? Take it to your tallest and most challenging stretch. So there is no more. Point your toes, reach all the way up through your fingernails and take a breath in. And as you exhale, let's bring our arms down by our sides and find Savasana. So I'm going to leave you to spend as much time in Savasana as you wish. We're all different. Some people would like to stay there for a fair few minutes. Some of us, you know, just a few breaths because we've got lots with our day and our day creeps back in our mind, or our family creep back into the room. So if you do have the luxury of time, then just enjoy your Savasana, and I just wish to thank you again for joining me. If you are going to end your practice with me today, we're just going to bring our knees into our chest, gentle side to side rock, and whichever side you feel most comfortable, just going to roll onto that side. And just come up to a seated. And then we'll just come around to a nice, easy, comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you today. A nice roll out of our shoulders. I like to finish the class with this one positive breath. So we're going to take a breath in together. Inhale, catch all that positive life, feeling, movement in our hands. And bring that all the way down to our heart centre and namaste, and let that positivity stay with you all day, all evening, all night, all week. Have a most amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me.